slowly but surely, I just put up my picture on Instagram.
Yeah.
And just I'm getting a lot of follows.
All right.
Yeah. So a lot of former like teammates of mine and college friends, you know, they're starting to take notice. So, and family members. So right now it's just growing that sphere of influence. And then I still have another job.
Yeah.
And it's good because a lot of those guys, they're gonna be looking for leases and homes. So yeah, so I've been just talking to them. Young guys too, you know, probably like my age, a little younger.
Yeah.
Gotta live somewhere.
Yeah. And they're all like relocating from out of state. So I'm pretty excited about it. I think my emphasis right now is just you guys golf at all?
Rarely.
Rarely?
Yeah. How about you?
No, but it's something that everybody's just encouraging me to do now.
Is that plugged into the right one?
It should be. My volume might be turned down.
Oh, we have the speakers connected, plugged in.
Did it?
I wonder if,
Plug it into what? To my
Tony,
computer.
can you hear us?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, it's working. Yeah. Nobody had said anything, Carlos. That's why I was just perfectly silent. Morning, Tony.
Morning.
Came out.
David, Yale, good morning. Yale, did you find any information in regards to current guidelines that you're requesting of me? Something I couldn't find? Tony might be able to tell us.
I wasn't able to find anything. I assume there is nothing now, but yeah, I didn't find anything up to date.
So Tony, it's my understanding that there are I'm not seeing any showing guidelines. All restrictions have been lifted, correct? Are you aware of anything that still remains in place?
Not for COVID forms. I want to say last year they pulled down all the COVID forms, the PEAD, things like that. Though there is a open house advisory. I think it's literally called the PVOH. So it's the so I guess it's the public viewing during an open house where I was at an office or doing a Zoom meeting, and their risk management department said, we need to have this form. It just says there could be hazards that the buyer needs to be aware of in the house, tripping, falling, allergies, whatever. So I guess that's a fairly new form that was implemented. So
Yale, there's nothing mandatory at this point.
Yeah,
nothing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, unless COVID comes back and CAR changes their stance again.
Well, yeah. Let's hope not.
Yeah.
We've all had enough.
Yeah, well, what is it? I hear the RPA is going to be a little bit thicker by another page or two.
Oh, I did not know that.
So I guess in June or July, they're adding in a appraiser form.
Yeah.
Where it outlines like certain procedures if the buyer feels that the appraiser was negligent or biased during the appraisal.
So it sounds like a risk management form for us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's going to be, I guess, embedded into the RPA. So
Got it.
we just got a new one. Now it's being revised.
I think the RPA is better this way. I don't know if everybody reads the balance of it, but the first 3 pages are easier to complete.
Yeah, I've heard that general consensus as well, that they find it more organized, they find it easier to fill out, and then everything else after page 3 or 4 is just fluff, explaining everything that you guys have done.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think it's very well organized. Though I think we are the largest purchase agreement in the United States.
Yeah, that's a real surprise.
I think I shocked even people I was at a conference in Wichita, Kansas a few weeks ago. Excuse me. And the person from New York was like, "How big is your purchase agreement?" I'm like, "Oh, 21 pages." They're like, that's ridiculous. I think we should fill at 4.
Yeah.
It's California.
I'm surprised that we're ahead of New York.
Well, I think they're a lawyer state and they do things the way he was describing it. It seemed really hinky. Like it just didn't seem ethical for a lot of the things that he was talking about. Like, yeah, I'd much rather have our forms. So, yeah. Have you guys noticed a change in the business? Or anything?
Immediate right now, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Slow
It's,
down?
We're seeing a couple price reductions. Offers not being made when we would expect offers to have been made as every other house that's gone on the market. So yes, affordability's dropped dramatically.
Oh, big time. Big time.
Although we've seen, Sarah's going to tell us, but it seems like rates may be a little better today than they were a week ago. Maybe, but not much.
Well, is it me or was it just like it seemed like in a month it's raised 2%?
Well, yeah, it's gone up dramatically in a month. It has.
Yeah. I think my wife and I were talking about, we lucked down on our refi. I think we refied at 2.79.
Wow. I guess you're never moving, huh?
Not right away. Though she was bummed about taking it from a 15-year loan to a 30. And I'm like, it's all okay. It pays for itself. It's stable. So
Yeah.
So yeah, because I think she was working with a client making an offer, and crazy clients. Oh, well, I told my lender I was going to quit my job. In the middle of escrow, you're telling them that you were going to quit your job? Well, no, not exactly.
It's a common theme, Tony. I'm sure most lenders tell their clients, don't spend any money, don't quit your job, don't make any changes. And of course, what happens?
Yeah. Oh, I bought a brand new Tesla. Oh, I brought a RV. What's wrong with that?
Sarah, you can probably address that, right? I even know the answer to that.
Yeah, wait to the day escrow closes.
Yeah, until the day. Well, Sarah, wasn't that one client of yours who was married last December? Now suddenly the couple was hit with debt associated with the wedding, and that wasn't on the original credit report?
Yep.
Oh,
There's another one, right?
Wait a
Did
minute.
qualify, no longer qualifies because of a wedding they had to have, don't have any money, but we're going to spend a lot of money on a wedding.
How
John,
much money
that's a
did it
lesson
take
for
to
you, by the way.
Thanks for that.
I mean, are we talking
Times
about
two.
like a 5-digit wedding or a 6-digit wedding? Goodness.
John does everything in a big way.
Are you having another wedding, John?
Oh, aren't you funny? Yeah, but don't tell Jay about that one, okay?
All right. We won't say anything. He's the background there. He hears everything. Well, good morning, everybody. We were just talking just briefly about market conditions, and I've got a report that's sitting in front of me from April 4th, and I'm going to compare it to just some basic information on the MLS today. So as of April 4th in Irvine, there were 152 properties on the market, 78 of which were single family, 74 were condos. Today, there's 239 homes on the market. That's a short period of time. 117 single family and 122 condominiums. So the market is changing quickly. If people are selling, their properties are going to sit longer. So it's up to us to adjust sellers' expectations if we're listing properties. And how do we approach it? If we're a buyer, that's a good question. Most sellers' expectations don't change very quickly. But in a short period of time, inventory has gone up, I say percentage-wise, pretty dramatically. So it'll be interesting what's going on. An agent in our office, Joyce Lynn, listed a property last week. She was saying for about 2.5 to 2.55. And in her farm area, she has sold everything within a matter of days. She didn't have one offer over the weekend. Now that's unusual.
Super.
The price range is tough. It's a tough price range. 800,000 and below, I think it's very competitive still.
Stuff is still going like wildfire here.
Is it? So no change at all, John.
No, we're getting I mean, I got beat out last night. Mine was a cash offer. Only had a contingency for CC&Rs. It was an escalation offer, and I was beat out. And not by an escalation offer. I think it was just the agent that was listing may have ended up double ending it, and I won't know that till it closes.
Yeah.
But everything's still getting multiple offers and way above asking price here.
Put in an offer and there's 17 offers.
Oh, here I am, wrong again. Debbie just said she submitted an offer for a property. What's the purchase price on that?
$1,199,000.
$1,199,000, and there are 17 offers. So people are rushing.
And the open houses were crazy. You couldn't even walk.
Well, I think it's price sensitivity. That's probably still deemed to be affordable. I don't want to use that term.
But it's going to go for almost $1.4 million.
Really, $200,000 over the asking price, possibly.
Morning.
Well, okay. So in regards to subject matter as to interest rates, Sarah with SoCal Funding, would you please tell us what's happening in the market today?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Rich. Hi, everyone. Well, the rates really actually seem to be unchanged from last week. After our meeting, we did see a sharp increase in interest rates kind of, over the last couple of days. Since then, the market has been improved, so it has come back down. So we're pretty much kind of the same as where we were last Tuesday. Looking at a conforming loan limit, a 75% loan to value, 740 credit score. The range is going to be somewhere between 4.875 to 5.125. High balance and jumbo, so really anything up until the loan amount of $970,800, and above that, you're also kind of looking at the same range of about 5% to 5.125%. I think there's been some improvement in the market actually due to what may be another COVID increase in China. So I know that the markets are kind of watching to see what's going to happen there. The Fed still remains kind of unchanged as far as what they want to do with rates, for the remainder of the year. So we'll see kind of how that unfolds. And then, Rich, did you happen to hear the story about the agent who sold the 2-story house?
I did not.
The one story before the sale and the one story after the sale. A joke of the day.
Oh, yeah, joke of the day.
Now I know why the rates are going up.
I'm just thankful that it wasn't associated with this office today. I didn't know where you're going with that, sir. Thanks for making a fool of me. I appreciate that. That's okay. No, I'm kidding. Well, that's right. So one other question, Sarah, the 10-year ARMs, is there still a spread of about 1 percentage point possibly between A 30-year
You know-
fixed, 10-year arm?
So interestingly enough, I did price out both the 5/6 arm, or actually all three, the 5/6, the 7/6, and the 10/6 arm. And they actually all have the same range today with about 4.375 to about 4.75.
So
They're
the spread is,
definitely-
yeah, the spread's narrowed a little bit then.
It has
See?
narrowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, you probably want to go with the longer term if they're all the same, but, not much of a difference between the 30-year and the 10-year.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions for Sarah? No? Okay, great. Next on the list is Anthony Bried. Anthony Bried with Orange County Realtors. Anthony, we're awaiting today's discussion.
Woo-hoo. Well, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Well, today, what we're going to go over is your electronic business card. I know that we're going to have a little fun with that. We have a member benefit tool called SavvyCard. We've had it for about coming up on 3 years now. I think this is a really great tool, especially nowadays with COVID and looking at what your costs are and things like this. And has anybody ever heard of SavvyCard? I think I taught it about 2 years ago when it first came out. John, you're using it?
I think I started it and then I stopped. I don't remember what the deal was, but when you taught it, I got involved with it.
Okay. Well, they have improved it a little bit, and I will go over some of the improvements, especially under one of the buttons called recommendations. So you can recommend people, but now they've kind of updated it a little bit, and they're looking to update it even more. So with that said, let me see if I can share my screen. Nope. I just need to be made.
There's a reason. Yeah.
Right. There we go. All right, so just real quickly, oops, SavvyCard, just to go through a couple of slides here real quick. You may be asking yourself, if you're not using this tool, what is it? But basically, it's a push button, simple prospecting and marketing tool for you as real estate agents. This is a free member benefit tool offered to you by CRMLS and Orange County Realtors. Every agent has access to this. Pretty soon, we're looking at making this available for affiliate members as well. So again, cutting the costs, improving our reach, things like that. Now, really, what's really cool about SavvyCard is that not only do you have a personal business card, personal website created for you called the Agent SavvyCard, but those of you who are listing agents automatically have property savvy cards automatically created for every listing that you have, that you can share with your clients, share on social media, share it out there to the world to all of a sudden obtain leads. Now, real quickly, why is this a really cool thing? Well, look at what you're spending your time on. 42% of your day you should be prospecting, or should be spending it on some sort of prospecting of trying to gain business. Then 36% of the time you're out there hopefully trying to close business, and 22% of the time you're out there qualifying people to either buy or sell, right? Presentations or meeting with lenders and vendors and things like this for your clients to see it, what they can do to get qualified to buy homes in today's market. Really, what we're going to be working with here today when it comes to SavvyCard is better engagement, okay? You hand out your business card. There's always a cost, right? Roughly about 60 cents per card. And you're probably handing out anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 business cards to maybe get 1 or 2 people call you back. So it's a return on your investment. Why? Because the moment you hand out your card, you're turning your back on them and you're crossing your fingers, praying that they'll give you a call, right? John, Richard, I'm sure you guys have been in conversations with clients before, right? And the conversation seems really good, but then all of a sudden, the moment you hand them the business card, it just abruptly stops and walks away, right? It's kind of what we're dealing with today. So we don't want to hope for money. We don't want to pray for money, right? We want to go out there and obtain money, because really what happens to those business cards? They find their way in the wash. They're used as a coaster. The child eats it, the dog eats it. Better yet, and I've seen this. I was at a restaurant not too long ago, and I literally did find somebody's business card underneath the table to level it out. So people do use the business cards, especially those of you spending a lot of money on the thick, super thick business cards, right? Now, what we're going to be able to do is instead of handing out the business card, we're going to text message the client, the potential prospect. Now, this will give them an avenue to now all of a sudden accept our information, put us in their contacts, which now solidifies the business relationship or begins to. And then we just follow up. And then at that point, they'll fall in love with us and we'll continue our relationship to hopefully get them into their property, right? So what's cool about savvycard? It's got an integrated IDX feed, okay, of not only a search for listings in the MLS, but your properties that you have listed in the MLS. It's a great way to lead capture, okay? Now, what's neat about this is that it's not an app. It's an actual website. So as people use it, yourself, your clients, this will actually hit the algorithms for a Google search to help optimize your name in a Google search, which lifts you higher in a search. Okay, so it's all about instant customer engagement. Nowadays, we need to have some sort of social media, internet presence. This is going to help us obtain that. We just got to use it. Now, it's got features like the call button, text message, email, share, listings, so on and so forth, okay? All we got to do is first activate it. Now, I had mentioned earlier, this was all free, okay? So I want to go over this with you guys. What you're going to do on your phone, pull out your phones. You're going to go immediately to www.savvycard.com. Now, if you haven't activated your business card, you can't log in. We need to get the Savvy card. Now, on a phone device, this will be found in the upper right-hand corner with 3 little lines. If you tap on the 3 little lines, you'll get a drop-down menu list, and you want to choose the one that says Get Savvy Card. When you click on Get Savvy Card, what you're going to need to do is then type in your email address associated with the MLS system. So double check the MLS to make sure you have your updated current email address. Excuse me, once you put in that email address and you hit submit, then it will say your name, and next to it will say claim your card. Now, once you claim your card, it will ask you to create a password, okay? At which point, you should be taken to a screen that looks something similar to this. Now, at this point, what you're then going to do is you're going to choose or tap on the choice on your phone that says view this card. Now your business card will come up. Now it's not going to have all the buttons and whistles right away, but what you're then going to do is you're going to bookmark this website, but you're going to bookmark it in such a fashion to make it look like an app on your phone. Now, depending on the type of phone you have, if you're an iPhone user, at the bottom of your web address on the iPhone, there will be the box with the arrow coming out, the all important magic button. And let me see if I can get to that screen for you guys real quick. It'll look like that. So there'll be a box with an arrow coming out. If you tap on that box with the arrow coming out, you're going to go sort through the menu choices that are given and choose the one that says add to home screen. When you hit add to home screen, you're going to then hit add, and it's going to give you a bookmark, or it's going to look like an app then on your home screen. Now, if you're an Android user, instead of a box with the arrow coming out, Android users at the top right corner, you're going to click on the 3 dots. Drop-down menu appears. Then you're going to choose the choice add to home screen or add shortcut to home screen. To which then an app is going to look, it's going to appear on your phone. Now your app will probably look very generic. it will probably have the Coldwell Banker logo. And as a matter of fact, because Coldwell Banker is a big company, it will have the corporate logos and everything all right here. But how do I get my photo? How do I get these buttons, things like that? Well, come back to the next page, get back to this menu choice. There's going to be some setup that we're going to do. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to tap on the choice here that says edit this card. When we choose edit this card, we now have several things that we can do. Okay. Starting with the back picture. Under the picture, we can then email services our profile picture. That way they can put it on our Savvy card for us. And I want to say it's support@savvycard.com. Once we give them a picture, we can then use it, upload it. If you have a team logo, email them your team logo. That way you can partner with Coldwell Banker Platinum and your team logo in your background. And by the way, they will do this at no charge. Okay. Next, the all important buttons. How do I get my text message button? How do I get my other buttons to appear here? What it will look like is something like this, where you're missing buttons. When you go to the buttons feature, simply scroll down on this list, click on the down arrow like your text message, type in your cell phone number, choose the choice, yes, show this button, and then hit save. That way it will have the buttons appear. So your email button, your text message button, go through this list. The about me, type a nice little blurb about who you are. So in a way, this is going to convey way more than what a business card conveys, right? What does a business card typically just convey? Phone number, email address, office location, DRE license number, and that's pretty much it. But there's no detail about you. Here you can at least write a little blurb about yourself, okay? Like with all the other websites that are out there. Even about your company, put in your company information, maybe even write a nice little paragraph about the company. Coldwell Banker Platinum is the #1 real estate company in all of Irvine, as cited in 2002 Real Estate Magazine. We are the best for customer service, yada, yada, yada. Whatever Richard tells you, you should be saying to your clients or potential clients. Obviously, put in your office address. Okay. Now, there is one button here that I definitely will push, and that is called the recommend. So besides yourself, who would you like to recommend to a client to use? Like you met me at an open
Lenders.
house. Lenders, right. Now, this button has definitely been updated this year. In the past, under recommend, you used to be able to only type in the person's name, their company, and it required their website. Well, I worked with the team there and I said, hey, not every affiliate member has websites, but they do have an email address and a phone number they like to be contacted at. So SavvyCard now has made it available for you to put in your vendors' information. So now your business card gives a client your recommended vendor list, like my title person, my escrow person, and of course, more importantly, my lender person. Type in their name, what you're recommending them for, lending, put in their email address and their phone number. And does it need to stop at those 3 vendors? No. Maybe you also have a plumber or a contractor or an attorney, a real estate attorney that a client might need. Put in all your recommendations. Just simply choose, where is it? Add another, put in their name. I'm recommending him for just a great guy. to know, and then put in his email address and his phone number or her phone number, and then say add to savvycard. Turn that button on and save it. At this point, you now will have a recommendations button. Now, a couple of extra buttons here that they also added. A button for your various different websites, like coldwellbanker.com, your personal website, whatever other websites you recommend to get information to a client. Under Savvy, this is, I think, a new one here where you can link up to articles, right? First-time home buyers should read this article. First-time home sellers should read this article. Put in those articles. Also, put in your social media platforms. Choose a platform you want to upload, put in your platform. So some of you are Instagrammers, Facebookers, Pinterest, YouTubers. Put in everything that applies. And I think they even have here, no, they haven't added TikTok or Snapchat yet. Now, once you add in all these buttons, now you're ready to do some work. So I meet Richard at an open house. We're having a great conversation. Maybe in this case, like Debbie said, the open house is flooded with people. How many of you have ever run out of business cards at an open house? Probably most all of us, right? Especially today. Maybe you only brought in 30 business cards and you somehow had 50 people come through. So there are 20 people not getting your information. Not true. So Richard and I are talking. Hey, Richard, you know what? We're having a great time. I know with COVID and everything, I really don't like handing things out to people just because I don't know what, your germ tolerance level might be. But I am going to give you something directly to you. Can I text message you my business card?
It's really low, Tony.
It's really low. Good.
Really low, yes.
But as you can see, we're inundated, but I want to make sure that, you've got my information. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to whip out my phone because I've always got my phone with me. I never leave home without it. This is now the American Express card of the 21st century, right? I now open up my phone. I find the app on my phone, my little picture that says my name. When I open it up, I'm immediately going to hit share. From here, I can now share it to an individual. In this case, I'm going to now type in Richard Moore's information. And sir, may I have your cell number?
Sure, 949-874-7400.
And great talking with you today at 123 Main in Irvine. Look forward to finding you and your wife a great home. And now I'm going to hit share my card. Now, the moment I hit share my card, SavvyCard immediately asks me, can I upload Richard's information into my phone? So I now save his contact information in my phone. But in about 30 seconds, Richard should be getting a text from me.
I have it.
You haven't yet?
I do. It was immediate.
Excellent. What does the text say, sir?
Anthony Bried has texted me a Savvy card, and there's a link. I can reply to stop if I'd like. It was great talking with you today at 123 Main in Irvine. Look forward to finding you and your wife a great home.
So now I'm going to ask Richard, if you wouldn't mind, click on that link. Now, the moment he clicks on the link, the system is going to ask him, it should ask him, would you like me to add Anthony into your contacts?
It's just moving slow. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. So it should ask him, can I add Anthony into your contact list? To which, if Richard says yes, we now have established a business relationship. So even if Richard had his cell phone on a do not call list, because he accepted my information as a business associate into his contacts, that officially now means that we are in a business relationship, which now affords me the opportunity to call him and solicit him. Number one. Number two, Now, when he opens up that link, I'm now going to also instruct him to save my information as an app on his phone. Hit the box with the arrow coming out, add to home screen. Now you've got my app on your phone. So you can call me, email me, text message me anytime through this app. But there's also some other things. My lender's information's in there too. Please go to recommend and look at my lender, give them a call to see how they can help you qualify with a 520 FICO score. He'll also be able to look at all my listings with the listings button and do any searches. Now, what's cool about the searches, if there's a property that he and his wife like, and he hits request an appointment, I am sent a text message notification that Richard has a property that he would like me to show him, and it will give me the property data. So it's a great way of being able to conduct business via our phones, which is what you guys are doing anyway. Now, guess who else I'm also going to share my card with? All my vendors. So Sarah, I'm going to text message her my business card, because why? Does Sarah have friends and family or other people that she meets in the lending world that might need to buy or sell a property? Of course. Now she can recommend sending out my card to those folks. Hey, I know an agent that might be able to help your situation. And now can freely text message that information. So, by the way, are there any questions on that? Looks pretty darn simple, right?
I
And
have
Tony, I did receive, it did allow me to download it. So I have 3 options as a recipient: save contact information, save Savvy card to device, save Savvy card to my Savvy Dex. Your recommendation?
Is the top one.
All right, my
That's the first
contact information.
Your contact information.
Okay,
So save me into your contacts, and now you got my cell phone. You can call me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so on and so forth. So now I'm sharing out the business card. I'm hopefully getting my vendors, my recommended people to also share out my Savvy card. So how do I find out about all this information? Back here in editing our business card, there's a choice here called Card Analytics. Here under the Card Analytics, I can see how many times my card has been shared. I can see how many referrals I've received, meaning other people sharing my card. And then down below, I get to see all this information. So on this date, I shared my card with the following people, or because I might have shared it, say, with Sarah, I will actually see Sarah's name appear that she shared it with a client, which now I can now reach out and give them a call. I can even export this information into my CRM to keep track of it and apply my action plans based on my CRM. So in a way, I can now merge this information together and be able to do what I need to for my referral business, which is way more powerful than a piece of paper. This piece of paper, I'm hoping and giving this out that hopefully somebody will put my information in their phone. Hopefully maybe call me. Whereas if I text message it to Richard and I now give Richard a call or a text, guess whose name appears on his phone when that phone rings? My name. It's not going to say unknown or caller ID or blocked call. So this is a great interactive way versus something like this. Though this does have its place, this is going to help you out better, or just as much, if not better. Are there any questions on this?
I have 2 questions.
Yes.
First question is, how do we get our picture on there?
So you want to email it to, let me see if I can find their help number here. You want to send it to support@savvycard.com. And I could have sworn there was a help button somewhere. Support, there we go. let's see, I think they have their email address somewhere. I do believe it is support@savvycard.com. If not, send it to me and I'll get it over to their head developer.
Okay, my other question is, I did a test with a text and with an email, and I got that it was received at the help desk.
So you sent yourself your own email
Yes,
and it said
it came back. Well, I did a text and it said offline message from John Barrist. Please reply. And then it said request received untitled ticket. It gave me a ticket number. And then I sent an email and it did the same thing.
interesting. All right, I will find out a little bit about that, of what's going on. If you can you screenshot and email that to me? Oh, by the way, QR codes are a big thing nowadays, right? Anybody here put a QR code on their for sale sign yet? No? Guess what? Savvy card, you can now have your own QR code. So save the image, send it over to your sign guy or gal. So when they make their for sale sign there, somebody can now see the QR code, scan it, and now they have your electronic business card in their phone. So lots of fundamental things here. Are there any questions on this?
Yeah, Carlos was wondering about searching the MLS. You said there's an IDX feature.
Yes, sir, there is. So, because I'm not a real estate agent, I don't have the listings choice, but right between the share and the text, there will be a button here that says listings. And when you tap on listings, you'll have two choices. One that says my listings and the other one that will say listings. So it'll be, your featured ones, the ones that you're the listing agent on, and the other one is just a generic search. So you can put in like the city, the bedroom, bathroom, price range, whatever, and it will come up with the properties.
Is it a property address search also if they're sitting in front of a
Yes.
property? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think they're working on the map feature so that it'll locate you via your GPS and pull up properties immediately around you in the map, just like HomeSnap. So they are working on that. Other than that, I think the one that they're about to release for affiliate members that affiliates could use will look very similar to mine, where it won't have the listings button, but it will have about, find, more, recommended. So affiliates could recommend the agents that they work with as well. So it's a great way of, not saying Sarah works with anybody but one person, right, Sarah? So, that is coming down the pipe.
Very nice.
Yeah. Carlos said we had 30 minutes, so I tried to make sure we stayed within that time frame.
That's fine.
Are there any other questions?
Any questions at all? Since we have the tech expert on.
Please give me your email address. I seem to have misplaced it. Oh, John, it's Tony, Tony, at ocrealtors with an s.org. And with that said, I hope you guys, at least try it out, activate your free card. It's free. Why not? And, try it out, do it amongst friends and family and see what their reactions are.
Sarah, did you post all of your information in the chat box so they can contact you?
I have not, but I will do it right now.
Okay, great.
I kind of do have one question. I know it's free and it sounds like a great service, and I can't honestly wait until it is available to the affiliates. But I'm just curious, in case people ask, is the information that's gathered, is it sold to any third party?
No, it's not. It is strictly yours. So they don't do any data collection other than they hold on to that information for you and let you access it when you need to. Other than that, if you stopped it, they don't do anything with those leads or anything because that is directly yours. So the push notifications are sent to you. No one else knows about it other than you. So I think it's a really helpful tool in that manner. You're
Good
welcome.
question. Good question.
Yeah, I totally understand. In today's data collection age, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can see that Sarah has posted her contact information. Take advantage of that. Put it in your Savvy Card book.
And thank you, by the way.
No, Tony, thank you very much for attending today. I really appreciate your assistance.
Oh, no problem.
Any other questions for Tony? Any questions at all? That's unusual. No questions. Not even John Barrist.
It looks like John's getting on the phone playing with his Savvy
There
card.
you
He's on the phone.
So awesome. Well, thank you again. I look forward to seeing you guys next month.
All right.
What about a reminder for the awards?
May 10th, I believe, is the awards presentation. So if you haven't responded, please do. We hope that you will all attend. It's going to be a fun event. You get to learn a lot about the people you work with. So food will be good. Prego's open once again at a different location. Remember, we used to have some of our holiday parties at Prego, so I'm looking forward to attending.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Everybody, hopefully everybody did copy down Sarah's contact information. If not, we will send it to you directly. All right. Well, thanks for attending, everybody.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
day, y'all.
You too. Bye.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Y'all.